heat number 15 of Vans World Cup of Surfing featuring Miguel Pupo, Matt Banting, Aritz Aranburu, and Ian Crane Pipo Guerrero, along with one of the head positive vibe warriors, Dane Godowskis. Forget that one, Dane.
That was a special day out here, and it was massive. And actually, this guy right here was in my heat at the moment. Aritz Aranburu. He's been an avid campaigner over the years, and he's just such a strong guy over from Europe in the Basque Country. Beautiful place. Opening up Haleiwa lefts or up on the point. So I love it. Brings out the best in you.
Here's your homeboy, San Clemente. Goofy foot surfer, a little bit caught behind. That was Ian Crane.
The face, and you know, you got to have your big boards out there, and you really don't want to get caught inside by one of those monsters.
Oh yeah, easily. Look it up. I'm sure you can Google it and see it, and that's much better for Ian Crane. Gets a hook, a nice lip line float. Looking for more on this wave, and he's going to get a couple of little sneaky cutbacks into the channel before he kicks out on the line. And took apart that wave. We'll be waiting for that score. Here comes Matt Banting. Matty Banting, 22 years old, and he's also a surfer on the championship tour. There's a couple of nice slices from Port Macquarie. Right behind him, Aritz Aranburu, staying very busy, Dane. I love the arcs. Unfortunately, just pearls there.
They're competing really hard, but you know when they get to Hawaii, they're going to bring it. They surf bigger boards really well. This is kind of a, you know, a great surprise right here. Matt Banting, really known for his air maneuvers, but this carve right there, that was a beautiful technique. Really laying over that rail, you know, showing that he's got all the power to battle out with just this guy right there, just a steam in the engine. Look at that. I mean, if he would have held on to that second turn, Kaipo, that would have been a huge score, but you know, flying off the lip right there, Ian Crane. You know, I've been super impressed. Potentially live action here with Miguel Pupo. He's got a jiggy backside snap.
Doesn't he, though? And look at that timing on that second turn. So Miguel surfing with some confidence there on the backhand.
For the Hawaii, and I've just been so impressed with how well he's been surfing at Haleiwa and Sunset. But Miguel Pupo, I mean, this is at the top of the game right here. CT campaigner, going fins free off the lip, bringing it down with
So you don't get out here very much for your practice?
Yeah, I do. In the early days I did. I loved it, but yeah, not so much the last kind of 5 years. Yeah, I don't know. I just surf other way. You know, you never know what can happen in Hawaii, and I just gave myself a good shot to even re-qualify through 2 events like Dusty did. You know, you got to surf as good as him, which is pretty hard to emulate. But you know, there's always that chance, that outside chance. And once I lost it at Haleiwa, this is just a bit of fun for me now. A bit of pocket money. And
he's got a 7-point ride in his scoreline and backing up with just the one. Here's a replay of Ian Crane, Dane.
Oh, and absolutely finding a really clean wave face to work with. And Crane just absolutely going to town. Anytime you see the fins kind of coming above the normal track, so a huge thank you to those guys.
Vans keeping it real, celebrating 50 years, and that guy wants to celebrate a 383 because that's what he needs. We're going to take another look at it with Dane.
Yeah, Matt Banting got a great looking board under his feet. Really lively, great size selection as he just knifes that snap.
And a great surfer, and 22 years old, like we said, from Port Macquarie. And he can qualify via the QS with a win here. Miguel Pupo, you know what? He's going to get rid of that one in his score line and
put a lot of pressure on Aritz, and Matt Banting likewise. Pupo, when he gets that backside going, he just starts swinging it from the top, and it looks so great. You know,
fairly big ask, needing a 7.67. Here we go, Miguel Pupo. Look at that backhand technique, just delays that bottom turn and hooks it off the top, stabs the lip vertically, just gets a little bit bounce on the wonk there. And right behind him, Matty Banting, 7.87. He's going to have to do something big to close out, and he does. Big layback hack. Wow.
Well, these moves were just so dynamic that it could actually translate to big points as Miguel Pupo goes to work on the inside. I don't know if this wave will actually factor in, or it could potentially, but gotta like to finish off that last move as Matt Banting right here finding a nice little double up. He's riding on the backside of that ridge, that energy pocket, really coming down to this turn to make it happen. Just punching the fins out the back. And yeah, and we got Miguel Pupo just kind of wheeling and dealing on the inside here, and I don't think it's going to be a huge wave of consequences. He's just kind of taking a victory lap. I don't think any of the competitors would have been able to get a 7.8 requirement on that wave. So that, you know, this is 46 seconds to go. I've seen crazy stuff happen in my life. I've seen it go down to the hooter and the impossible happens, and you just...
And I want to thank Dane Gudauskas for all of his insight and his positive vibe that he brings here to the booth. We're going to be back with more of the Vans World Cup of Surfing.